What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today I want to talk about the contract system in Black Ops 3. I want to start this off by saying that I absolutely love the contract system, I love that it's finally here, and I'm really enjoying it. But I do have some criticism and feedback to give. I want to point out that this is not a hate video by any means. I've been noticing a lot lately on my channel, or at least a lot more than normal on my channel. Anytime I say anything negative about the game, I'm just a hater, and anytime I say anything positive about the game, I'm just some sort of Activision puppet or something like that. And that's completely ridiculous. I'm very passionate about this game, I love this game, and sometimes I want to share that passion and share what I really like about the game, and other times I want to offer criticism and feedback. So first off, let's talk about what contracts are designed to do. Why do we have them in the game, and why did it take them so long to put it in the game? And the simple answer to that is it's designed to get people to play the game more often. It's designed to increase the player base as well as the overall playtime of this game. And at this point in the game's life cycle, this is where it's really needed. So that's most likely why they didn't have contracts from launch. They wanted something that they could put into the game once that interest has started to die down and dwindle, which always happens every year with Call of Duty at this point, or even a little bit earlier than this point for a lot of Call of Duty games. The interest starts to dwindle, the player base starts to dwindle a little bit, and the contract system is designed to breathe a little bit of life back into the game. So the one daily contract that we get every single day, this is more so designed for those more casual players that aren't sure if they want to play Black Ops 3, and they're kind of on the fence about whether or not they want to play it. This daily contract is going to make that decision for a lot of people. They might think to themselves, oh, do I really want to play Black Ops 3 today? And if there was no contract, they might think, oh, maybe not today, maybe tomorrow or something. But as soon as you have that daily contract involved, for a lot of people, it's instantly like no question, like, oh, I have to go complete my daily contracts today. Even if they're a relatively casual player, they want to do that because they want those crypto keys. As for the weekly challenges, this one's pretty straightforward. It's more so just designed to encourage more playtime throughout the week. It's not so much to get you to log on every single day, it's just designed to make sure that you're playing for several hours a week. So my first issue that I have with the contract system is the challenges themselves within the contract. So I totally understand that you want your daily contracts to be very easily attainable within like 1 to 3 games, because otherwise the casual players would just think that it's too daunting of a task to actually log on and play for like several hours in order to complete a daily challenge. It does need to be something that's simple where anybody can hop on and complete it within like 1 to 3 games, and that's what they are. But my issue with a lot of the daily challenges is they're just not very specific, and they don't really encourage much variety or even much thought. A big example of one that I'll use here is the daily contract that requires you to get 10 headshots. Anybody can get 10 headshots just by playing. You don't even have to open the contracts menu to see that, and you're probably going to complete that challenge. Instead, a small change that I would make here, it doesn't have to make the challenge much more difficult, just make it so that you have to actually work towards it. So you can still have 10 headshots, but just make it a bit more specific, like get 10 headshots with LMGs, or get 10 headshots with pistols, or get 10 headshots while using high caliber. Something like that, just something a little bit more specific that forces you to actually look at the contract menu, see what it is, and maybe make a little bit of an adjustment to your class or your playstyle or something along those lines. I feel like this would go a long way into encouraging people to using variety, as well as making the contracts just a little bit more interactive and rewarding, I guess you could call it. So instead of just getting it for playing the game the way you always play the game, I feel like it should always push you to change something up a little bit in order to complete it, while still being really accessible and easy to complete. Another one of the issues that I have with the challenges themselves is some of them are extremely team-based. So for instance, the get 3 hardpoint wins in a day. For a solo player, this is extremely difficult, and for some people, nearly impossible. It's just not going to happen as a solo player without partying up. And I don't feel like solo players should be alienated with this. I understand it is a team-based game, but a lot of people don't really care about partying up, or they don't have anybody to party up with at the times that they play or something. And I feel like it should always be accessible to anyone, even as a solo player. So just a small change I would make to challenges like that one, for instance, where it says like win 3 hardpoint games. Why not have the challenge say something like get 3 total minutes of hardpoint time? This one will still take you probably 3 or so games of hardpoint. It still encourages you to play something different because not a lot of people usually play hardpoint, so it's great because it still encourages you to play a different game mode. And it still encourages you to play to the win. So I think it still meets all that criteria while being more accessible to a solo player. My next issue with the contract system, and this is the much bigger issue in my mind, is it's a little bit too geared towards the casual players, and in my opinion, it somewhat alienates the more hardcore players that are playing a lot. And that's kind of understandable in a sense because the people that are playing a lot and they're playing every day, they're already playing the game. They don't need that extra encouragement to go on and play the game. It's more so the people that are on the fence, like I said earlier, that aren't 100% sure whether they want to play the game that day. Those are the people you really want to target. I totally understand that, but as a hardcore player that plays for several hours a day, it kind of sucks to have these really simple contracts that I complete instantly without even thinking about them, and I don't really get to work towards them throughout my play session in a day. It's just something that happens almost instantly. So for this one, my big solution that I feel would work excellent and it would appeal to everyone is to have a tiered contract system. Now, the biggest thing to keep in mind with this is I do understand, I totally realize that we can't be throwing crypto keys around like crazy with the contract system. The business model, whether we like it or not right now, their business model is to sell COD points. And if they're throwing out too many crypto keys to people, then that's going to decrease sales for COD points fairly significantly. So I totally understand that, and I factored that into my solution here. So my solution is a tiered system of contracts. Just talking about the daily contracts for right now. But basically, you can have easy contracts, medium contracts, and hard contracts. Or just to simplify things, we'll just talk about like easy contracts and hard contracts. So the easy contracts would be the contracts that we currently have. The challenges would be very, very simple, something that can be completed within like 1 to 3 games. And then we could have the harder ones, which could be as simple as just a multiplier from the easy ones that offer you a greater reward and also require more playtime and a little bit more effort to earn. So for instance, something as simple as earn 10 headshots in a game, that would be the easy challenge and you get 10 crypto keys for that. Nothing's changed there. That's great for the really casual players that only have time to hop on and play for an hour or something. And then for the more serious players, they can select the difficult challenge instead of the easy challenge for extra crypto keys. And that difficult challenge could be something like earn 50 headshots within the day. For a really serious player that's going to be playing for 2 or 3 hours a day anyways, 50 headshots is very attainable, and it's something that they can work on for a greater percentage of their playtime. And for these hard ones, we could reward something like 20 or 30 crypto keys. Not over the top or anything, but it's that little extra incentive to play for longer. And I'd be willing to bet this would even suck a lot of those more casual players that would only play for an hour. A lot of those people would get sucked into trying to go for that hard challenge, and therefore investing more playtime into the game, which is good for the game. This is what the game wants. They want people playing the game for as long as possible, and they want them logging in as often as possible. Now with this system, instead of having the tiered system where you're allowed to complete like the easy, the medium, and the hard challenge, I would make it so you have to select right up front. You have to go into the contracts menu, and you have to select which one you want to go for that particular day. And this one, in my mind, will solve that issue of potentially giving away too many crypto keys and therefore harming COD point sales. I think if you force them to select it, they have to lock in that choice for the day, then it offers you that ability to get more rewards, but you really have to work hard in order to get it if you want to go for that more difficult challenge. As for the weekly challenges, the same sort of thing applies. I feel like for the really hardcore players that are playing like 2 to 3 hours a day, maybe like 5 or 6 days a week, or even 7 days a week, the weekly contracts kind of suck because most of those players will complete it within the first 2 days of the week. And if you've already got it done by Tuesday or Wednesday, then the rest of the week you don't have that weekly contract to work towards. Plus, overall, I feel like 60 minutes of gameplay time with Blackjack just isn't enough for those players that are putting that much time into the game. If you're putting tons and tons of time into the game, 60 minutes of gameplay time is almost nothing to you. So I feel like there should be more opportunity to earn Blackjack for the people that really want to invest the time to earn him multiple times throughout a week. And therefore, the solution that I would offer here is the ability to reset your weekly contract once. Therefore, you can complete the weekly contract twice within a single week. So you complete it the first time, you unlock Blackjack for that 60 minutes, so you get one of those tokens, which is great, and then you have an opportunity to complete it again within that same week. For the really hardcore players, that allows them to earn Blackjack up to twice in a week, and they can put in that extra time and really grind hard towards it, and it encourages them to play more and to work harder towards that weekly contract. And for the really casual players, it doesn't change anything for them. They still have that same weekly contract, they still have that same ability to earn Blackjack that one time a week, and for some of them, it might push them to play even more because they want to earn him that second time in a week. So overall, I feel like these solutions that I've offered won't really harm the game in any way, and they'll only really improve it and encourage people to play more often and encourage more playtime out of the game, which is what their purpose is in the first place. I'd love to hear in the comment section below, what do you think of my proposed solution? Do you have any better ideas, maybe some things to add on to my ideas? Or do you think contracts are perfectly fine the way they are? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.